it's just gone 6. I was up at 5. Just leaving Grousdale Tarn, heading for Patterdale. Looking back at where we've come, which is way up here, around the corner and back up. I think that's Eagle Crag. It's starting to flatten out now as we come into Patterdale, which is a relief. It's rocky, crappy ground everywhere, and it just slows you down. Well, I feel like it slowed me down, but I'm probably doing alright. So into Patterdale, hopefully can find somewhere for breakfast. I haven't had breakfast this morning. Didn't want to faff about, wanted to get up and go. So maybe get full English. I mean, that's dreaming maybe a little bit too much, but living hope. Into Patterdale we go. Just come through Patterdale. Absolutely nothing there really. Heading up to Angletarn now. First climb of the day really. Angletarn, finally. Might have 5-10 minutes here and then push on to Kidsty Pike, which is the highest point of the coast to coast. And then head down into Shap, and that'll be the Lake District done. Still coming over the tops, heading for Kidsty Pike. That's Hayeswater. Carry on up onto the top of Kidsty Pike. I believe might be that one. Plenty to do yet. Finally you can see where we're headed. Kidsty Pike. And after that should be downhill across past Haweswater and then into Shap, where I need to get something to eat. I've not eaten yet today, so just coming along Hayeswater Reservoir now, the last bit of the lakes. It does go on forever by the looks of it, but Haweswater Reservoir actually supplies the city of Manchester with its drinking water. Yes. Lake District done. Let's go get a pint. Hello. I've not filmed much today. It's been a rough day. Strange day. Made good progress in the morning, got to Kidsty Pike, which is the highest point of the walk. And then on the way down, I don't know, I think you're filled with all the optimism and euphoria of knowing you've done the highest bit and you're on the way down, but the descent from Kidsty Pike was the most concentrated I've had to be, actually. Really steep decline on like loose slate, loose stone, so that was tough. And then crawling past Haweswater Reservoir just went on forever. Haweswater Reservoir, it went on forever, so finally made it past that, and that wasn't flat either. Oh, it's blowing up some rain, I think, and I'll talk about this in a bit. What a night. Went past Haweswater Reservoir. In fact, let me show you. Hello, you monkeys. Right, so we camped there last night. One of the best night's sleep I've had in months, and that's not just camping, that's normal life. So we camped there, woke up about 5, caught the sunrise, and then left about 6. So we headed down the valley, Grisdale Beck, followed it all the way down into Patterdale, where there was nothing really. There was a hotel that looked open for maybe breakfast, but I turned it down. I thought, no, I need to try and catch some of these miles. So I went through Patterdale and then started the gradual climb up to Angle Tarn, which doesn't look a lot, but that had me blowing. In fact, I got to here and I met an Australian lady and I think it must have been her son. She said, go ahead, sir, because I was going quicker and they were taking a break. And she said, I don't think it's much further, but I don't know which way it is. So I pointed, yeah, it's this track here following me. So they followed me for, I don't know, a quarter of a mile before I realised that actually we were headed up here somewhere, and about here I had the pleasure of turning around and pointing to them saying, no, actually guys, this one. So that was fun. But we got to Angle Tarn, loads of people that looked like they'd been camping here on Saturday night. It's a popular spot. Past Angle Tarn, and then we climbed up past the Knot and then up to the highest point of the coast to coast, and this whole section here was incredibly windy and exposed. You couldn't hide from it, so I didn't do too much filming on Kidsty Pike, but had a quick look over the edge and then descended. And at this point I was feeling really positive, because you think, it's the highest point, there's nothing as big as this left, but I don't know, this walk has a funny way of just reminding you that you're not done yet. So we headed down Kidsty Pike, and this bit here, Kidsty Howes over this rocky terrain, that was a joke. That's the most concentrated I've had to be during the whole walk, to make sure I didn't fall down, slip on loose slate, loose stone, and really steep too, but made it down. And then we came down past Haweswater Reservoir. Another bit, it looks, a nice walk around the reservoir. No, this sends you back up. You're scaling rocky terrain again. And it goes on forever. It might supply the city of Manchester with their water, but this is never ending. And it was really hot at this point on the back of my neck. The sun was really out. We kept going, followed it, and here I found the honesty box, which was a bloody nightmare for me, really. I opened it up. So I took a couple of Capri Suns and a bottle of water, lay down, took the opportunity to take my socks and shoes off. But then there was no bin. Now instead of, I think this is what got me down for the rest of the day, really. Because there was no bin, I should have put my rubbish in my backpack, but I didn't. I decided to carry it thinking that Shap wasn't too far away. Through farmers' fields, up and down, over rivers. Followed it all the way. I'm just getting more and more peed off that I'm carrying this rubbish. So it's slowing me down because I've not got my hiking poles in action. I'm having to carry them as well, whilst having to find my route. Past the beautiful Shap Abbey. That's nice. And then into Shap, at which point I'd already sort of decided that I was happy to stop in Shap, but I made a phone call and checked whether, I think it's down here somewhere, whether there was a space at a pub for camping, and there was. So I came down to where I am now. Where is it? I think it might be the Crown Inn, I don't know. Flies everywhere. Since then I've not really vlogged because I've just needed to recuperate after today. It's been an absolute smashing for my bones. It looks like I probably have had too many pints tonight. It looks like I probably have sprained my ankle with the amount of times I went over on it yesterday. I strapped it up today, just had to. I can kind of walk with it, but without flexing any of it, so just plant my foot and try and hop along, but the hiking pole helps with that, taking the weight off, so that was alright. So yeah, made it to the Crown Inn, had a pint, put the tent up in there, beer garden. Don't know how much it cost, I didn't check, I just paid the bill. Opened a tab because I thought I'm going to smash it, a few pints here, need it. Pint of Carling and lime, shambolic, an absolute shambolic. Pint of log and lime, which is should be impossible after a day like today. So I went on to the cider and that was better, so I ended up having gammon, egg, chips, pineapple, onion rings, you name it. I had a cheeseburger on the side. I was warned that was substantial, but I was like, nah. And even if I don't eat it, I knew I could add it to my breakfast in the morning for a quick bite and to get out of here, but I absolutely nailed it. So I'm just leaving Shap. Stayed at the Crown with a few other guys that were doing the coast to coast. One of the Scottish guy last night said that he had a bottle of milk with him for some reason. He said, I'll leave it outside my tent for you if you want a coffee or whatever. And sure enough, there was a bottle of milk outside his tent this morning, but I didn't take any. So left those guys snoring. Just had a coffee, a cold beef and potato pasty from the village shop, and now I'm heading towards Kirkby Stephen. No idea where I'm finishing today. It's been a really bad day weather-wise, so the next time you see me I'll either be in a tent or a B&B. Not planning on doing much filming today, so see you in a bit. Navigation is tricky when you're coming into the Dales. Nothing really to look at in the distance. It's all flat, farmers' fields. Luckily I've got a guy ahead of me, so I've not had to get my map out once. Absolute godsend. I need to go catch him up though now. Might be able to see the lakes in the background, what we left behind. And now it's just vast, open, flat. Hard to navigate land, but there's quite a bit of flattened grass. As you can see, Yorkshire, mate. Catching my man up now. He's just changing his top, so I've slowed down a bit.
Comes into conversation, I said, I don't really like people. I like animals, I like dogs, you know, I'm like a dog person. I like my friends.
No idea where I'm finishing today. Let's get this over with and get in the bath. What a day. Ups and downs. We left Shap about 6:30 this morning, and then we headed up onto the Dales, crossed the M6, where I saw some moles, which was a nice treat first thing in the morning. Across the M6 and then up onto the Dales, where I was following the green beacon. Didn't use my map once, my phone or anything. I had a guy that's maybe 200 metres ahead of me with a green waterproof case on his rucksack, so I followed him for a bit until he slowed down and I caught up with him. And what a chance meeting. He offered me a protein flapjack, which I accepted, and then I'd have started off on my own again. He was taking his time. We carried on chatting and we ended up starting off again together. So yeah, that was us for the rest of the day. I mean, I can't remember too much about where we were going or looking where we were going. We were just walking and chatting. It was pouring. We were sweaty because we had our coats on. It was rainy, but we were wet. We were mucky, but we were just loving it. Getting on so well. It's like we'd known each other for years. So yeah, it's incredible. So we're making our way across the moors, and we didn't dip into Orton. I think we went a bit wrong here. We were chatting a bit too much, and I think we came down, but we didn't drop into Orton. Now, Jamie was going to stop in Orton for a coffee, but I managed to twist his arm, and I said, look, come, we're both going to Kirkby Stephen. Come with me, you'll get there sooner, and you'll have more time in the pub with your dad. Because his dad was having a day off from the walk today. So he did, he joined me, and because we didn't go to Orton, we stopped at Sunbiggin Farm, which I think you've got to stay at, because from Shap right the way to Kirkby Stephen, there's absolutely nothing. There's no shops, there's nothing, it's just fields. There's barely any cottages, it's just farmhouses, it's just land. So they've got like a shed, and there's a fridge in there. They got flapjacks, chocolate bars, kettle to make a hot drink. Yeah, so we stopped there for a break, refueled, and then back across the moors. It was raining again here. My ankle killing me, but I think it was about here where I sort of discovered, I just stumbled upon a formula, and I was finding that it was more painful to walk. So I found sort of breaking into an Olympic walker, a bit of a Paula Radcliffe style of movement, was actually less painful because I was spending less time on the foot. So we ended up getting towards 3 miles an hour. We were absolutely cruising, in pain, wet, horrible, but we were shifting. And then we made it down to Smaledale Bridge, which is a lovely little bridge. Across that, and then here you can get a view back towards Smaledale Gill Viaduct. Not sure if you can see it on the photo that I took, but we stood there and had a look, and you can go off the path to have a look, but we were making headway. Carried on, heads uphill again here. Come across lots of cows. There was a lady that was coming across a field of cows, and she shifted about the way for us before we made it through, which was nice. We thanked her when we met up with her. So yeah, I'd booked a hotel. This is where the problem starts. I'd booked a hotel, I think it was around Sunbiggin Farm when we stopped. Booked a hotel in Gunnerside, £145 or something. I was feeling really positive, had a great half a day with Jamie, and I thought, right, if I get to Kirkby Stephen, leave Jamie there, I've only got another 10 miles to Gunnerside, and I can have a bath, get a bed there, and I'll be right back on track. I'll claw back the miles that I lost yesterday. So we kept making it across, got to Kirkby Stephen, absolutely done in. My ankle's killing me, but if I kept moving, I thought 10 miles I can do it, just get my head down, and you'll be thankful for it when you get there. So I was just leaving Kirkby, said goodbye to Jamie, and we said to each other, look, you know, good luck with the rest of your trips, but we're gonna have to definitely meet up for a wild camp and a few drinks. Absolutely top guy, pleasure to meet him. Didn't feel like a chance meeting. Improved my spirits no end. Even though the day went south after I left him, my best experience of the walk so far, meeting Jay. So I was just leaving Kirkby Stephen. I'd probably done half a mile out, and I met a local, and obviously he had an idea of what I was doing, and he asked where I was headed, and I said I'm heading to Gunnerside, and he was quite shocked, because he said Gunnerside is 18 miles away. At which point, I mean, I was worried, because I'd seen the weather forecast for later on in the evening, and it was thunder, lightning, stormy weather. So 18 miles, I knew straight away I'm not going to do 18 miles, there's no chance. So my first thought is, well, I could go up back onto the moors, 9 standards, and camp, but it's very open, and if it's forecast to stormy weather, I don't want to be up here in the open. So the safe bet would be to come back into Kirkby Stephen and find somewhere with a bed or to pitch up. However, I'd booked a hotel room for 145 quid with no cancellation. I messaged booking.com and credit to them. They were super quick. They got back to me, communicated with the pub on my behalf, and within maybe 10-15 minutes, they'd managed to agree with the place I'd booked. I can't remember what it was called, somewhere in Low Road, Gunnerside, that they would waive the cancellation fee on this occasion. I told them I'd twisted my ankle and I wouldn't make it or something, but so having got the money back from that cancellation, I then met another guy who was he was lovely. I mean, he could probably tell I wasn't in the mood for chatting. I was absolute state, and I was disappointed, and I still hadn't figured out a plan. He said, well, you could come and have tea with us, but my wife's back from holiday tonight, so I'm cooking a Thai curry for her, otherwise I'd invite you. And we carried on talking, and 5 minutes later he'd softened even further, and he said, well, look, if you've not found anywhere by 7 p.m, we're the first house on the right with the big gates down here, somewhere here. You know, you're welcome to join us for tea, which was absolutely lovely. But I headed back into Kirkby at this point, absolutely miserable as sin. First place I got to was the Black Bull. Took a room, cheapest they got, and that's where I am. So recalibrating, gonna have a bath, get cleaned up. It's all about adapting. It was a bit of a panic because I didn't know, shall I head out, and if I do head out and I'm stuck up there, not gonna be long before I'm asleep, wake up in the morning. And I tap the day again, time to reset.